Um, I'll wait till more people come in. In fact, I'm gonna go get my water and then we'll settle in. All right. No, that's not it. Don't mind me, guys. I'm just looking for my list that I wrote. Hold on. What in the heck? Now I feel like I'm losing my marbles. Okay, hold on. Sorry, guys. Everyone, welcome in. Don't mind me. I'm just like multitasking right now. Just because it like takes people some time usually to get like the notifications and then like, you know, and then it goes out like the live stream broadcast or whatever. So, hi, Robin. Yes, love. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the list is open. So, if anyone is wanting to do, so like I'm just gonna like keep my channels open, but I'm focusing because I'm being guided to do that. So the readings I'm doing today are 35 because I'm tuning in with past life energy, and that takes more energy out of me to tune in with that. I don't know how it all works, but it does. So I'm gonna be like focusing on pulling through past life blockages, wounds, traumas, something that happened to you in a past life, or something that is a karmic knot within your bloodlines, within your ancestral bloodlines, your family. So I'm going to be looking into that, or that's my intention, because that, you know, that's always, so it's basically like, what does this person need to know right now? Like, what is a wound, or what is a block, or what is a resistance, and where does that come from? Why is that there? So, you know what I mean? And then it's Valentine's Day, which we'll get to that in a second. It's Valentine's Day. Sorry, guys. The reason why I had to like keep rescheduling the live is because like I got hit with some, apparently there's some like, you know, I don't even know what it is. To me, it's just like some, you know, virus that has been spread, you know, how they do every year. It's new strains of this and that, and we're just gonna put a little sprinkle of that in there and see what happens to the humans. So basically, like, I don't know, but it's definitely here in Northern California. It's like, I don't know, like a sinus virus. And then I literally was just sick in January. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I'm done. But what's crazy is, as I'm talking about that, or like actually when I got sick, sorry, hi guys, welcome in. Okay, so like we're going into the year of the horse, you know, right? And the year of the horse is a very physical year. Like the horse energy is very physical. So sorry, so I'm like really like nasally, and I'll get like really coffee. I literally just took another like steam shower just like real fast before the live stream because I'm trying to clear as much as I can out of my chest, but it came in like that. Like within literally, you guys, within like an hour and a half, I went from feeling totally fine to totally sick. It just took me down like instantly. Okay, here we go again. But it's a huge final purge, and it's all like in the lungs and the chest. And for me, I'm fine with that because I'm like, I know I'm divinely protected. It doesn't make me worry. It doesn't, you know, I'm just like, okay, here's another physical roll, like a wave of energy rolling through. This is how it's coming through. This is what it is, whatever. My body's just, okay, let's get this out. But it's the heart and the lungs, and the heart and the lungs. Like the lungs hold so much grief. So, and they also hold a lot of anger, right? So, I don't know. I feel like every time we do get like some kind of sickness or a cold or anything like that, it's our body obviously like healing itself and rejecting something and trying to like move something out, but it's also like it's a purge, you know. But I just think 2025 was like a really heavy year physically. Like there was a lot of, because there was a lot of cleaning out and decluttering on a physical energy level, like in the body, in your life, in your home, in your relationships. And the way that we processed a lot of energy and healing in 2025 was through the physical vessel. So a lot of people were getting more sick than usual. I certainly did. I certainly did. Like I never, like I'm one of those people my whole life, like where I never get sick. But purging, helping transmute really dense energies, working with clients daily, helping them alchemize and transmute their densities, their heaviness, which is what I do, you know. Like if I'm helping to clear a very intense heart wound, I bring it into me and transmute it out through that way. And I will usually assist the client to assist in also helping to transmute that energy out. So we're moving it together, but ultimately it comes into me and then I transmute it out. So it's a lot. And if you do real energy work, you know what I mean, right? But just in general, like your ascension, everyone's awakening, like that's how it was last year. And even right now, the physical purging. And it's moving like in, you know, through something like this, like, you know, or I don't know anything else, you know, but it's very physical right now. So we're moving a lot, just, you know. Me myself, the same thing just hit me too. Yes, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people like when I like posted about it, I was like, sorry guys, I gotta move the live. And then I literally just went ghost. Like I totally just like ghosted like work, email. Like I would like post stuff like on Instagram or like something here. I actually did like a reading or two, like tried. I think one of my last readings was the night I actually got really, it hit me. So that night I was like, something just hit me, guys. My sinuses are going nuts. Like, you probably saw that reading, and then it was just like, anywho, okay. Moving forward. Okay, so I have to go out, and what's crazy is I feel fine. I don't feel sick. I don't have a fever. I don't have a sore throat. I'm not achy. I feel fine. I feel totally fine. It's just congestion in here and severe, like, you know, sinusy nasal stuff happening up here. So anywho, I actually feel really good. Like if this so I'm on which you guys know me, I hate taking like antibiotics and stuff, but no, my higher self was like you need assistance with this. This is serious. This will take you down, this because it took me down so fast. It's like you need some assistance with this one, okay? Like anyway, so I'm taking prednisone. It's like a steroid. But that's how like, you know, like strong it is. Thank you. Yeah, my voice should be fine, hopefully. Hopefully. Okay, so I'm trying to remember. So I had the list written down. In fact, you guys, hold on one second. Let me go ahead. I'm going to just click out of here for just 1 second. Okay, Robin, I see you. So I know, like, I'm trying to remember the list because I swear I wrote it down on my thing, but I'm not seeing it. I know Susan. I know there was only like a few people anyway. So that's why I'm like, if anyone does want, oh, it's 11:11. There's 11. If anyone does want to get on the list is open, my loves. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope everyone is feeling the love today. I certainly am. And it's love that I feel around me. I feel it in my energy field. I feel it in my body. I feel it in my heart. I feel it on a higher level. But it's also just like the love that I'm pouring into myself, you know? Divine feminine love energy. Okay. So, Susan Riri. Oh, and then Johanna sent a payment through earlier today. Johanna. And who am I missing? Okay, I'll remember. And then I'll add Robin, because Robin just paid. Okay. All right. I have to figure out that other person. Give me a second. You know what? It might be, is it? I don't know. I'll have to go look. Anyways, okay. All right, so we have 14 people in here. So, you know, I always like to pull just like a few cards for everyone, for the whole collective. I'm gonna go grab my water real quick, and then we will get going. I just want to pull a few cards for the collective for Valentine's Day, just to see like messages that want to come through. I have a lot of downloads. Like one download that I need to record for you guys is, I've had it in my notes for a few days, but it's like a part of your spiritual gifts. And this is really important, this message. This is a powerful like gift to embody, because of like look at the world right now, and like, you know, all the things, right? But the download was something along the lines of, you have a very strong, like a powerful gift of being able to sense or see danger or dangerous people. Like you could be walking through the grocery store and you could walk by someone, and it's like, as soon as you cross that energy, you know, you can sense it. I'm like that. I can sense stuff like that. Like I'll be walking past someone through the grocery store, and like, let's say like a guy walks by me, and cause I should just, I'm not picking on the guys out there, okay, but it does happen a lot with men, okay, like I'm just being honest. There's a lot of skeletons in closets, period. But anyways, but like I'll walk by somebody and I'll just get like they're, you know, they watch, you know, child, you know, porn, you know, they have files and files of child porn in their computer. Like I will literally see that and hear it and be like, oh my God. And you just feel it, you know? So that's what I mean. It's like you have this gift of sensing dangerous people, entities attached to people, and like narcissists, jealous people, like that kind of energy. Like you've got it paid, like you can read the room. So I'm excited to do that. Why are the comments not, oh my gosh. Yes, okay, that's who it was. That's who it was. Brenda L. Yes, my love. Brenda's the last one. Oh, Brenda's the one okay, here. Yeah, because I thought I did write my list, but I swear I was looking through I couldn't find it, so I was like, I'll just rewrite my list. No big deal. No big deal. Okay, thank you for the payment. Let's see, the whole ocean. My love, I'm so sorry to hear that. Can you tell me more about what you are asking? And yes, I will add you to the list. But for future reference, to get a reading with me, the only way is through, I mean, I appreciate like when people do like super chats and stuff, but like, honestly, like keeps a lot of the money. Like every month I'm like, I'll be checking like all the things that I'm like, okay, but I don't know. Yeah, so that's what the reading is about. It's like a lot of like it's like either you already carry this gift within, and you know about it, or it's something that's really coming online for you. And so that's like, it's a really powerful gift, obviously, in this day and age, because you're a protector of humanity. You're a protector of the humans. So like, you know, like there's been moments like the grocery store example, you know, like where I'm out in public, and like, you know, if I pick up on something like real bad, like, I will, you know, like I might go to like the front and alert security and just say something, and I always have to tell them, like, I know this sounds really crazy, but like, you know, I'm a professional psychic and a medium, and I can pick up on things like this, you know, but nowadays people take it much more. People are seeing now that the spiritual stuff is not woo-woo and like make-believe and like fairy tale. It's facts. It is literal. This is the reality. Actually, the other reality was the fake reality. This is the real reality. So nowadays people are much more receptive to that, you know. Many more people are spiritual. So, you know, if you feel something, what is it, if you see something, say something? Isn't that like a thing, like a saying now, you know? If you see something, say something, to like save people. So, thank you. I'm so, like, hold on. As soon as I was going to go say something, I was just going to say, I'm so surprised that my cough hasn't, but as soon as I said that, and so I need to get my water. Okay. So, yeah, I'm sounding real sexy. Aw, thank you. Guided by my angels. That's so sweet. Thank you. I have a winter party, blow up regular balloons. Oh, I think I like am missing part of that. Hummingbird Dragonfly 4244. I love the numbers. I love the numbers on your name. And I love Hummingbird Dragonfly, obviously, as well. Thank you, sweetheart. Okay, so PayPal. And then what was the... Oh, I'll see it if you just sent it through. I'll see it. But what was the name, hun? Or I can just call you, like, Hummingbird. Sorry, guys. I know the sniffles are annoying. And it's just... It's not like... It's like... It's like sniffly, but, like, nothing's, like, draining out right now. Okay, so I just read the message from the whole ocean. In fact, let me write that down. Nicole. Okay, I got you, honey. I got you. Nicole. I gotcha. All right. All right, guys. And you guys know when I read for you, like I'm setting the intention to pull through like past life stuff and like whatever you need to know, and I'll channel anything. Like, you know, a freaking, like, you know, Goddess Isis might show up and be like, I have a message for someone. So it's, my channels are very open to the higher dimensions and realms, right? I'm really excited to be here with you guys on Valentine's Day, by the way. Happy Valentine's Day. I can't remember if I even said that because we just started like talking, or at least I did. Okay, so this is who I have on the list just real quick, and then we'll keep going. But I want everyone to kind of know like where they're at. So Susan is number 1, Riri is number 2, Johanna is number 3, Robin is number 4, Brenda is number 5. The whole ocean, I'm just calling you by your screen name, is number 6, and then 7, Nicole. That's who I have so far. I'm so sorry for that loss. I've connected with a lot of people, like, I mean, I don't want to say a lot, but like a decent amount of people that have had really powerful soul connections, where they meet someone that it's super activating and it feels just like wild. And you know, either that person decides they don't want to fulfill their contract, so they decide to transition out, um, or a part of the contract, unfortunately, is the transition, you know, of one of the soulmates. And it's heartbreaking. My God, like, I mean, I've lost people very close to me, and it's gut wrenching. You're never the same. I couldn't even imagine, like, if something happened to, like, if something happened to my twin, like, it doesn't even matter if we're in separation or what's going on, like, it would be devastating. And then of course anyone close to me, like, that is just, my heart is just with you. And you know, whoever that person was, their family, and all of that, very sad. But a part of the plan, as unfair as it, as unfair and, you know, quite frankly, as unfair and effed up as it can be sometimes, there's a reason why. The universe is so intelligent, so immaculate, so divine. There's always a reason. Stars Are Us paid via PayPal. Okay. Do you have a name, love, that you want to share? If not, it's okay. I like Stars Are Us. Like Toys R Us, Stars Are Us. We are the stars. We are the champions. I'm excited too, you guys, because I know I've been talking about it for so, like, all of 2025, but 2025 we know was not the year of creation. We know 2025 was the year of chaos and destruction and burning it all down to the ground, right? So it definitely wasn't like the year of like, hey, I'm gonna go start like my successful like business or whatever, you know, although a lot of people did, and that's fine. This year is like the year, right? Like, you know, and I saw a video this morning of like, you know, you have to match fire with fire. Like, if you want to connect truly with that energy of the fire horse, if you want that infused within your life, your reality, your career, your businesses, right? Like all of us, then we also have to match fire within. We have to match fire with fire in that way. You know, we have to get busy, basically. We also have to co-create. We have to, and it's not easy. It's not easy, right? Because it's literally us choosing this new like way of, you know, living, being. It's us stepping into this rebirth, into like the new versions of self that we've never been before. It is unfamiliar, uncharted territory. And I'm fucking excited. I am so excited about it, but okay, let's see. I was standing in the Akashic records and I received a telepathic message. I love that, fire with fire. Yes. Yeah. It's the alchemy, you know? So like this is like a fire element here, right? Fire horse. You know, like the wood snake, that was all very earthy, right? So this year this is a passionate year. It's a passionate year. You guys know I've been talking about the crystalline baby boom for like a year or two. Like I talk about it periodically. This is the year of the crystalline baby boom. Like, you know how like a lot of our grandmas and grandpas and even some of our parents, they're baby boomers, right? So the baby boomers, like there was like a whole thing with that generation also that's like very unique. But the crystalline babies, like those are coming from divine unions, you know? this year, there's gonna be a lot of pregnancies, a lot of fertility. This year it's very fertile energy on a lot of personal levels, you know, but so if that's something you're wanting or manifesting, you know, I wanted to like jokingly post something and be like, careful having, you know, for around Valentine's Day because people be getting it. So if you don't want that, be careful. Okay? But if you do, I don't know. So love, I kind of just channel, like I don't focus on like specific things typically. Like I channel like what I'm guided to share with you. So if like your spirit guides want to talk about a guy, then they will bring it through for sure. If they don't, then there's a reason for that too, you know? So, but thank you for sharing because it does like help me connect more with your energy. So I appreciate that. But you know, like my job is as a medium and an oracle, my job is always for the highest and greatest good of you, who I'm connecting and reading with, and for everyone, right? So what I bring through, what I'm guided to share, what I channel, it's always going to be for your highest good. So everyone here know that too. And you know, what's funny is I look in the chat and then the likes and there's 1717, which is funny because you know what? I've been pulling some like cards just like offline, like, you know, I'm a reader. So it's like, these are an extension of me at this point. So I'm always just like picking up cards and shuffling and like, you know, or like I'll get a download and I'll sit down and I'll grab a deck of cards just to like shuffle through and like, you know, see what else wants to come out about it. And this, but anyway, so earlier today I was doing that and the star card kept coming out, which is card number 17. And it didn't matter, like, it was one, you know, it's been one of those days, and it's on Valentine's Day, but it's one of those days where it doesn't matter what deck I picked up, the star card would come out. All right, so let me grab my water. I have my chicle. I need my water. Got the list. When I get back, I'm going to just clear the energy a little bit before I tune in and start reading, and then we'll get going. Okay? And if anyone else wants to get a reading, and then, like I said, I'm focusing in with, like, anything that's going to, like, come through from past life energy that might help you clear some kind of, like, powerful block or healing or karmic tie or something like that. I've already, like, set my intentions. I've already done all the tuning in with that, like, because before I go live, like, I need a moment. Like, I need a moment to tune in, set the intentions, like, call in spirit, call in my guides, connect, you know, stuff like that. So yeah. All right. Okay. Alrighty, and then when I get back, I'm going to pull just like a few cards for everybody. And then I'll be doing another live for the eclipse probably as well. Because it's like the official, you know. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to like do readings when I do that live, but I want to do a live like collective like for the fire horse and the eclipse and like all that. So I need to start doing more live streams. That's like one of the things here on YouTube. You have to like post consistently to keep the algorithm lords happy. I don't do that, or I haven't been doing that, but I also haven't cared. You know, it's not like I'm like, you know, my channel has been way up high. And again, this was a year about bringing stuff down, grounding, releasing, doing all the work you need to do, and then coming back and being like, okay, now where do I need to pick back up, clear, clean, upgrade, start fresh, you know, all of that, right? So that's like where I feel like I'm at. I'm like, okay, let me go back around now to my beautiful little Gypsy Cowgirl Tarot business and channel, you know, that I love and I'm so proud of. But honestly, I've been very detached from it for like a year, 2025. Like I was present, I was here, but I was not here. I know you guys know what I mean when I say that. It's like a relationship. Like a lot of you guys will resonate with like a relationship, you know? like a relationship that, you know, you just need to like pull away from, and, you know, it's like you're present, you're there, but like you're not like pouring energy into it, you know, kind of a thing. Oh, thank you so much. I love roses. Thank you so much. Happy Valentine's Day. I appreciate the rose. Thank you. Oh, sweet. All right, guys. I'm just like hanging out. Oh, and then I pulled this book out because I thought this would be fun. Like whoever I'm reading for today, like maybe like right at the end of your reading, I'll just be like, okay, think of a question or think of something you want to know an answer to, or you need more info about. Like think of it in your head. And then I will intuitively flip through this Oracle book of answers. It's really fun, and it's accurate all the time. So I thought it'd be fun to do that, and then you'll get your answer. Okay. I don't know why, but hold on. Because I hold on real quick. The whole the whole ocean. The user that has the screen name, the whole ocean in a drop. Was that person a father? The person that you're inquiring about, were they like a dad? Did they have children? Were they a father? Do you know? Because I have someone coming through and they're like, I'm a father. I was a father. And then I was drawn to ask you. It's a fatherly energy too that's coming through, like a spirit guide, fatherly, like watch over you kind of a thing. So that might be part of the soul contract. Okay, but you don't know if you had children or not. Okay, so him being older, so that's probably why that fatherly energy is coming through also, because it's like that older, you know, but it's really weird, like when spirits come, for me anyways, like, because wires can get crossed, okay? It's like if you're listening to the radio, but then all of a sudden, all the radio stations tune into you all at once. And you start receiving all of the music all at once from every radio station. You know, it can be like that in the spirit world. That's like the best way I can kind of put it. He did not have kids. Okay, but your dad died. Okay, so maybe it's your dad. That would make sense. Okay, so, but, because if, I'm trying to see. Hold on real quick. Hold on. Sorry. So, if he just died a few hours ago, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Because it's, I don't know, in my experience, like when people just pass, it can be really, it's a very, like they have to go through, like when we leave like the body, we go back through, and it can be like a very, there's a process to go back through. So not always do they come back like immediately, like they can, but not always, you know what I mean? Okay. Yeah, this would be like a spirit guide. Hold on, I'm just like tuning in. So I'm being like shown a clock. Okay, so I'm seeing like a clock with like all of, you know, the numbers on it and stuff. And I don't know, I don't know, like, if you know, like, maybe the time that this person passed, but I'm being shown, like, it's almost like between 6 and 7, but I'm being shown the numbers on the clock, 6 and 7. So I don't know if it was like around those times or not, but those could also be like, you asked specifically for like signs or like or a synchronicity. So I feel like that's, I don't know, 6 and 7 though. I mean, I don't know how old this person was. It could have been like their age or something maybe, but hold on real quick, hold on. Actually, I'm going to grab my water real quick and then I'll be right back. He was a powerful and spiritual man in this world. Okay, yeah, then that's why. That would make sense. For sure. So, are you familiar with, like, the story of, like, do you know, like, ascended masters and stuff? Are you familiar? Sorry, guys, he was 60. Okay, so the 6th. Okay, well, there's the 6th, but I keep seeing, like, the clock, 6, 7. So, I don't know why. They just, a lot of times they'll bring through things like that. And then sometimes I'll get more information and I'll be like, okay, this is why they're bringing this through. This is why they're showing me that. But he was 60, so that could, you know, seeing the number 6, you know, the 0 amplifies it or whatever. But so that could be like numbers that maybe you see and like, it's like connected to him, right? So if you see the number 60 or you just see 6 in general. But anyways, for some reason, like, so, like, what it's giving me is, like, Kuan Yin. So, Ascended Master Kuan Yin. So, you guys could also be very connected to them. So, that could be another message for you today. To maybe connect with them more. I don't know, but their energy is coming through so strongly, like, just for this situation and for this energy here. So, Kuan Yin, like, her story, her, like, last earthly incarnation was absolutely, like, it was horrible. It was horrible what she went through. The grief and the loss, you know, her whole family gone, her whole village gone, like just horrific things, you know. And then, you know, she essentially like escaped from the horror and lived somehow and hid in like the forest for years and years and years and years, you know. But anyway, so Mahavatar Babaji is her twin flame. It's the ascended master who came through to help her. So he like descended down to earth in human form to come and be her guru and her teacher. And he actually is the one who initiated her, you know, from you know, her last earthly incarnation. Like he was her teacher. But then at the end of her initiation, when she was like finally ready and like, you know, why he came was fulfilled, he ascended back into his light body form, back into the 5D. And she was just heartbroken, you know, because he had been with her there for years, teaching her as her teacher. And then he was just poof, gone, you know. And so that story, I feel, is significant for the situation here. And also these ascended masters, these ascended beings, I feel are also, you know, relevant for you and for this person. But anyways, yeah. Is this just not moving? Okay, no, okay. So anyway, so I just wanted to share that because like when stuff just like starts coming through, it's just, right? So. Yes. I agree, Ninja Unicorn. Her story is really good to bring up in these times because it is a direct reflection and mirror in a lot of ways. Like, so maybe that's just a thing for everyone here, you know. And Kuan Yin is, her energy is so like soft and loving, but like she really helps us in the moments of our ascension when we really need help with like self-love and self-compassion and healthy boundaries and connecting with our yin energy and the femininity and the you know, and honoring the feminine within and softening in our bodies and like all the things that we're basically essentially being guided to do right now. You know, for many, it depends on where you're at in your ascensions and journeys. But for many, myself included, that's a lot of where we are at. It's right now, it's about the embodiment, the anchoring, the grounding, and the softening. But yeah. Well, all right. So we had a father, because I kept hearing like I'm a father. I was a father. I'm a father. You know. So I'm like, okay, like there's definitely like a father energy here. But if that guy wasn't a father, then I would say, you know, because usually like when I say when that kind of stuff comes through and then people comment stuff like that, like it's like okay, that's where it's at. Yes, yes, exactly, exactly, yeah. M. Tenon. Wow, Erica, she's been coming through during my meditations a lot, and Jesus, I love it. Yay! How synchronistic, because you know what, honestly, it's very, very rare that I like, you know, that I talk about Kuan Yin or Mahavatar. But I love them both, you know, I love them both. I just connect to certain other ascended beings much more. So I tend to work with those ascended beings and those beings work with me more than others, you know? But that's what's cool about it, because some people like Kuan Yin or Mahavatar, that's like their person. You know what I mean? Like, but I love them all and connect with them all. But yeah. So it's cool that what I'm saying is it's very synchronistic. And on Valentine's Day, right? Like the day where, you know, even though it's like, quote, like kind of like a Hallmark holiday, like whatever, right? But it doesn't matter. The vibration still rises, because even if it just lasts for like one day, you know, like couples that usually are just like at each other's throats, like on Valentine's Day, they'll be nice to each other just out of that, you know, even that right there raises the vibration. So I hope everyone's feeling it. So, you know, and you know, like one of the big, like, you know, because you guys know me, like you know, for me on a soul level, like I resonate with Magdalene, Isis, Hathor lineage, right? So, um, all right. Oh wait, go down. Everyone just fire guess after. Yeah, exactly, exactly, right? I know, it's crazy, it's crazy. What was I talking about though? The lineages. Now I can't remember exactly what I was going to say about that, but I remember I was talking about the lineages. But that's what I tend to channel the most here is like, you know, stuff with like Isis, or stuff with like Mother Mary or Yeshua or Mary Magdalene. Or I have been getting there's been a lot of I did a reading not that long ago about like the Essenes and connecting with the Essenes, and the Essenes energy is coming through again really strongly recently. It's like the codes are activating or something, you know, like the remembrances, the sacred teachings, the alchemical practices, like that's the stuff that's like starting to come online. Like just knowing like how to do things and being like, I don't know why I know how to do this, but I know how to do this. Like I don't know how I know this word, but I know this word. You know? Hathor, yes. I love Hathor. All right, so, oh my gosh, we've already been on for 45 minutes. Oh my goodness. And I'm like, I'm gonna get my water, but I really am gonna go get my water. All right, so, love, I am love. Yeah, and it's like everything just always, and then it's like, no matter what, at the end of the day, everything brings you back to self. So that's like another big part of the, oh, that's what I was going to talk about, was like the Magdalene, like initiations and things like that. You know what I mean? But like, like the biggest, like, besides like, you know, ancestral stuff or, you know, karmic things, it's, wait, hold on, because I want to say like a couple things at once. Okay, so the toughest like soul lesson, besides like the familial, ancestral, karmic things we come to like heal and like right, all the things. One of the biggest soul test initiations, and this is like when you can get to the point of ascended being, you know what I mean, like on a much higher level. And it's the initiation of, and what's happening in the world right now, because what's happening in the world right now, even with, you know, the e-files and all of that, it is still it's a distraction. It's the psyop. It's, you know, all those things. I have to be careful what I say. So as an oracle, it's like what I see, I'm always like 3 steps ahead of what's happening and unfolding. You know what I mean? And what's happening is it's creating, so what's happening is this is creating a lot of anger and rage collectively, globally, which is exactly what they want, because that's exactly what the demons feed off of, right? So as soul initiates, you know, going through these journeys, the biggest like thing I think is like forgiving the unforgivable and loving the unlovable. Like when you can get to that point and see through the lens of love on that level, you made it. Just to have that compassion and forgiveness, and to know that, you know, we are divine mirrors. We are all like we are the universe experiencing itself in, as Erica, as you, as whoever, right? And what a lot of people don't realize is that a lot of those people, they lost their soul a long time ago. They're not at all like they're, you know what I mean, like what's the like the saying, like the lights are on but nobody's home, that kind of thing, because it's a body being occupied just as a vessel for something not of, you know what I mean, it's not a human soul in there anymore. But I don't know. I mean, everyone has their own opinion, and that's fine too, you know. But that's the way I see it. I'm like, that's not even human. Like, that's someone that's been possessed or whatever. It's just something else is like pulling the strings, and they're just a puppet. So, anyways, my point is, right now, anchoring compassion and forgiveness, trying to find that within, instead of projecting out that disgust and hate and all of that negativity, because the world is already full of that. That's like the last thing we need, but that's exactly what they want. So everything is so coded and strategic, and you know what I mean? Like, there's a reason why, right? They waited and waited and waited to release. There's even like down to like the date. Okay, there's coding and the numbers on the date. It's all symbolic. It's all there's nothing is, you know what I mean? So we are here to decode. We are here to pull the rug out, right? Which is happened. It's happened. We came here to dismantle, and now it's dismantling and it's crumbling. So we did that. But now, I mean, that's not it, you know? So now we have to be like, okay, like now we have to like help through the dismantling and the crumbling. And then once the crumbling is all done, then we have to help integrate all this new things and help the new earth, and like you know what I mean? So it's like there's a lot, right? But anyways, my point of all this is being in the heart, because it's not easy, but like people talk about like Christ and Jesus and Yeshua and like, right? Like all like the religious people and like the Bible and like, you know, but it's like even those people's, like, I see so much just fear and hate and anger, and like honestly, like I see a lot of just really mean people, just really ugly, mean people out there, and they're everywhere. And a lot of you can tell, like if you read energy, you can tell a lot of them had the, you know, the back in, you know, a few years ago or whatever. And that was specifically programmed to program people basically to the whole AI agenda, to everything. You know what I mean? It was a contract people didn't even know they were signing up for and getting into. But anyways, now I'm going down a rabbit hole. See, I can just really quickly turn. But I know you guys love talking about this stuff. But anyways, I had asked on the last live or somewhere, or maybe I posted it or something. But, you know, I wanted to do like an offline reading. And then today it like flashed into my awareness again. Like, oh, you need to do an online reading for, you know, this whole thing. Because I know you guys are interested. But old system has to be broken for us to start the new. Can't build on the same foundation. What we have, always known. Yep. Ascending, I discovered, makes you less judgmental and more loving. We are the beacons of light for the divine. Yes, exactly. Exactly. The more that you ascend and the more that you heal and the more that you strip away the ego and the distortion and all the things, and you purify and you become more, that's just what happens. You become just more of your natural heart-led soul self, you know? And that's what people can feel and sense from you. They're like, you're different. You're vibrating in some kind of way that's not what I'm used to. But that's exactly it. You become more observant than reactive. You are very self-aware, right? And you come from a place of compassion. Like, what does everyone say? We listen and we don't judge. You know, and if like things come up, like I'm not saying like, oh, you can't be like angry. Like, no, like if something is like, that's horrific, then we honor that. Like, that is horrific. That is terrible. I feel like, you know, like there's like a few people that have like tried to like talk to me about all this, and I can tell they're like looking at me like, why don't you have more of like a reaction out of all this? Like, they want me to be more dramatic about it with them. And I'm like, first of all, this is not news to me. I saw all this exploding like 3 years ago, you know. The shock factor of it all for me is minuscule. It's like non-existent, basically. Like, I'm just like, well, the lid finally popped and the jack finally came out of the box, and you know, so hi guys, welcome. Okay, so I want to pull some cards, just a couple cards. I know I need to grab my water, but I'll grab that before I start the little like mini like reads. Sorry for my voice. Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally. Totally. So I'm like, okay, where do I want to start? Sorry. I'm gonna start here. Let's see. Hold on. Let me close these blinds real fast. All right. I think all right, because it's like that time of day where like it's like cloudy out, but then like the sun keeps peeking through, so it's like, anyways. All right. Let's just see a message for the collective today for Valentine's Day. Yeah, the worms are being transformed by the fire and salted. Yep. It's like crazy, like, you know, because it's wild seeing it happen finally, like really happen or start to happen on a really big like level so everyone sees it. But it's also crazy because the same energy is rippling through the entire world. So the skeletons in people's closets are being exposed. It could be a married couple, it could be a boyfriend and girlfriend. But if wherever there is like that distorted, shady, like, you know, it's being so like there's a lot of divorces happening right now. There's a lot of breakups happening right now. There's a lot of separations happening right now because people are done with the smoke and mirrors, right? So anyways, but yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's wild. What time is it? 3:45. All right. Song. Okay, so right now, okay, so look at the little cardinal. So the cardinal for me always represents like it's like a messenger from heaven. The red cardinals, you know, that's what they're known for, right? But she's sitting here with like, it's very peaceful energy. It's very calm energy going off of this card. So right now, like man, woman, doesn't matter. For the collective energy right now, like this is kind of your guidance, which that makes total sense. Like just kind of like, you know, you don't, even though like the fire horse is starting right now, basically, or in a few days or whatever, it doesn't have to, like, you don't have to be like, okay, I gotta go. Like, you know what I mean? This is actually what you're being guided to do. Like connect with sound, frequency, mantras, sacred song, meditation. I think doing like sound and like mantras, because like meditation, yes, it's amazing and obviously, right? But meditation takes you like way up into the higher chakras, and a lot of people right now need to actually ground like what she's doing. Like they need to like regulate their nervous system. They already are, there's already too much going on up here anyways, which is why they're meditating in the first place. But then they don't realize that going into the meditation, it's actually, do you know what I mean? So when you're connecting in this way, it's actually really good for the nervous system and for grounding, you know, because you're actually doing something. So it's like you're connecting with like more senses. Your squirrel brain is focused on doing something. It's productive, it's healing, it's I can focus on this, right? Like anyways, there you go. okay? And for all you sound healers out there, this could be like a call to action, or maybe it's time to host your first sound bath or sound healing, or, you know, things like that. But anyways, all of us, we're all being guided to just like chill out, like just at least like for like, you know, the next few days and all that. So divinely guided Brenda, I've been feeling called to buying sound bowls. Yes. Yes. Me too, actually. I've been looking at, you know, different like sound bowls and things like that, you know, and just, whoop, hold on. We have them come out. Oh, it's grounding. Y'all can't make it up. That's exactly what we just said in this card. So she's like laying on the earth, and she like made like see all her little crystals. She made like her own little, you know, intuitive like rock circle, and like she's like, and so she created like her own little like ritual, her own little witchy ritual. But she's literally earthing, like her whole body is laid on the earth. I love doing that. In fact, I've been doing that a lot, you know, recently. Like when solar flares hit or certain things come through, like, and we get those waves of like intense, it's like a blast. Like, what's the word? We don't realize it, but it's like a nuclear blast of energy from the sun. Right? And then we get it, and where does it come through? Where, well, as you know who we are, everything comes through the crown. So that's what I mean by the last thing that you want to do is, you know, go like, I mean, it does help. I'm not saying don't, teach their own, but because we already getting so much like coming through the crown, what we need to do is anchor it through, pull it down through, ground, anchor. And that's why we're getting this right here. And because this week and over the last like day or two, the Schumann resonance, like the frequency of Earth, the Earth's electromagnetic field and like heart frequency, it's going crazy. There's a lot of heart chakra stuff going on right now. So a lot. So if you're getting like the, you know, the palpitations or like the pressure, like where you feel like an elephant sitting on you, that could just be like old energy that's like pushing its way out and purging, and then you'll start to feel the release, you know. But in those moments, we want to breathe, we want to ground, we want to do all this, right? You know, like these kinds of practices I love because like we are not just we are not a third dimensional being. We have a third dimensional body, but we are a multi-dimensional being at all times in our lives, even though we live very 3D lives most of the time, right? We are multi-dimensional beings. And so when we connect in these ways, it makes all facets, all of our different energy bodies and who we are, and it like connects in like multiple ways, right? So I hope that makes sense, right? So it's like it's making your whole multidimensional self happy because you're connecting with the earth and you've got your crystals and those let off like frequencies and healing and like, you know, or your sound bowls and the frequency and vibrations of like your auric field and the vibrations of your home and the clearing and the, right? Like, I don't know. You guys know what I mean. I don't know why it's so hard to ground lately. Probably need to hide the phone. Yeah. Oh my God. The phone is poison. Poison. Yeah. Yes. And I'm not like obviously a doctor or anything, right? Entertainment purposes only. But I'm going to put out like a PSA for humans. Like it probably would be a good idea to do some heavy metal detoxing from the body, get it out. Okay. Because with heavy metals in your body, like, basically, like, you know, they can turn up the heat. And there's this reel that I, like, recently saw, too, and the guy was talking about it, and then I sent it to my friend, who, he has his own company, and that's what he does, is, like, parasite cleanses and heavy metal detoxing and all that stuff, right? Anyways, but the guy gave the perfect example. He was like, all humanity needs to be detoxing from heavy metals and stay away from stuff that, like, right, carries those heavy metals and things. He's like, think of, like, if you were to put, like, a piece of, like, foil or, like, aluminum in the microwave, right? He's like, it would, right? Like, he's like, same thing. So, anyways, I have to be careful what I say on here and stuff, but you guys catch my drift. You know, and plus that's just good for us anyways. Like, we were never meant to have that kind of stuff inside of us anyways, right? Like, another thing that keeps coming through, like a prophetic, like, you know, something to, like, help people, is fasting. I mean, I don't know anything about, like, intermittent fasting. I don't know, but I'm just getting, and this is actually coming through from my Essene family and from my Blu-ray Syrian family. So, like, ancestors, loved ones that are over there, my brother, Mother Mary, Yeshua, like, all them, right? And they keep coming through, and they keep telling me to eat more lentils, which I'm fine with. I'm gonna make, like, a lentil soup. But they told me, eat more lentils. I don't know, like, whatever's in them is, like, really good for whatever I need right now. But then they keep talking about, oh, you're welcome. But they keep talking about fasting, you know, and fasting is obviously, like, a spiritual practice, and, you know, and it's for, you know, basically because, like, I don't need anything outside my body, and everything I need was within me. Even if it's just, like, for 24 hours, or even if it's just for 48 hours. Roast lentils in salad. Ooh, yeah, I'll have to try that. Robin says, I just made a huge pot of lentils. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I love lentils, you know. But definitely, like, back in those days, I mean, it's definitely, like, you know, it was a staple food in those eras or times or whatever, so. But yeah, they're, like, fasting to, like, to let the garbage inside of you, because that's what fasting will do. It'll clear you up, like, clean you out. It will, fasting, like, in my humble opinion, fasting is better than any kind of, like, detox cleanse, juice cleanse. Like, just do fasting. At least that's what we used to do in the ancient days and times of, like, you know, we did that. We would fast. And then it would heighten our spiritual senses. It would cleanse us, our aura. It would cleanse our body. It would cleanse our mind, our gut. Like, it just fixed everything. It just felt like, you know. So I don't know, but I'm not saying go fast, but I'm saying, like, if that's something that's, like, coming up for you, or your spirit guides are, like, giving you, like, other signs about, like, maybe fasting or eating something in particular, or, you know, stop eating something, definitely pay attention and listen, you know. And then, of course, like, yeah, but think about the heavy metals. And it's like, you can't, you know, like, if I go, like, and I'm, like, trying to tell people about it, like, you know, a lot of people are gonna be like, okay, you're crazy, okay, you know. But you guys, I know, and, you know, the ones who are meant to get it will. So let's get one more card. And 22. Okay, this one. We're going to take this one. That's the last one. Sorry, guys. I don't know if you can hear that, but the grass is being cut in the backyard. Sanctuary. I mean, look at this. All three of these messages for the collective today at this time. You know why? Because the more, listen, if you connect and you allow, sanctuary. See, this is the third card. So you have song, or, you know, sacred connection. That's what I'm going to say, sacred connection. Like, this is a moment of her sacred connection, and then her spirit guides are like there, and she's tuning in with spirit, and like, you know, and then grounding. Okay, so grounding and anchoring. Also connecting more like with the elements and the elementals, or the crystals, or, you know, things like that. Like I put all my crystals out on the table, you know, to get like the moon energy right now, because I wanted them to absorb some of that moon energy, and then, you know, get some of the sun and the solar flares and things like that. But I've been like connecting more with my crystals, healing more with my crystals, things like that as well. Okay, so this deck, this deck is called The Awakened Soul Oracle. And the artist is Ethony. Ethony. Ethony, yeah. The Awakened Soul. Or Awakened Soul. But yeah, I love like the artistry, and like how it's like painted and like watercolory, and like, yeah, there's really neat cards here. So song, grounding, and then sanctuary. And again, she's just like chilling. Everything's very calm, very relaxed, very serene, she's reading. See, there's something here about focus. Your spirit guides are trying to help you regulate your nervous system. I'm also hearing reset your vagus nerve. So you could look up videos on how to reset your vagus nerve. I do like a thing, like I actually haven't done it, I need to do it today, to like do like releases and stuff, and like also like for my eyes and whatnot. So you can look them up, you know, and just find something that works for you. But that's what I'm getting. And then like somatic or like massage things, like what I'm being shown for the collective right now is like another way to like bring healing, is like the womb. So for a lot of like, especially like, well, men and women, but for women, the womb space, like there's a lot of healing, like there's a lot of clearing and like wounds being triggered that are connected to the chakras in there, and like old wounds from there and things. So there's something about like really connecting with that. Like we're like basically like connecting back with the body. So it's like we're being called to reconnect to the physical body, to the yin energy, to the feminine, because the body is the feminine, and the mind is the masculine. So you're being called to reconnect right now to that. So like you know, like laying down and doing like physical like womb exercises or massages, and then I'm getting like the fascia in the womb. So videos on how to massage, or like, you know, right? But it's real gentle, real easy, and like there's a million bazillion videos about this stuff. But anyways, as a healer also, a lot of times when I'm channeling, that's what will come through is healing guidance, healing information, like that kind of stuff. So anyways, yes, so Awakened Soul Oracle by Ethony. And then like the front of the cards look like this. All right. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead. Well, no, that's okay. I'm going to leave it there. I was like, do I want to grab one more card for the collective? I'm going to leave it there, and then I'm going to grab my water. Hold on, guys. Hold on one second. I need to check the settings on this real fast. Sorry. Automatic chat translation. Community moderation. Subscribers. Okay, there we go. Did it go? Yeah, it did. Okay, cool. All right, sorry guys. I forgot to put it on the setting, like where, because they send out like the live stream, you know, and I like to set it to just subscribers only. So, you know. All right, hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna grab my water and then I will be right back. And then we're gonna get going on the list. I think I got everyone too. So everyone who paid for a spot. I'll reread the list too when I get back. So, okay, be right back. Okay, guys. Oh, wait, shoot, hold on. I forgot to put my little lemon. So, you guys know the, like the honey, lemon, like ginger, citron, like mixture, you know, that you can like, it's like a honey, like thick, like almost like a marmalade type thing, you know? So I've been drinking that. Like, I love that. And that's been helping like crazy. But I want to put it in I want to put it in this. So I get that. Hi, Alex. Yes, love. Yes. Yes, love. Yes. I will definitely be sending out the link for sure. Yeah. I'm still like, see how it goes right there. It's smooth. It's working its way out. It's working its way out. No, baby 83. Yes, love. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I pinned at the top of I pinned the comment at the top. It's all the info is also in the description box for the live. So you just send over your payment and then just come back in and say, you know, I paid, like, I sent it, like, for example, like I sent it to Venmo. And then if you want to give your name, and then I'll add you. All right. So let me go ahead and grab I want to put a little scoop of my, my honey, like lemon citron stuff in here. Amy, I've been too lazy to do my research lately to buy some sound bowls as well. Wow. Yeah. And that's definitely like a thing that like I think everyone's kind of feeling is like, you know, like, okay, like I really feel like I want to do this or I need to do this. But, you know, I am kind of just in this, like, I need to just rest. And I just think we transmuted and still are like so much, you know, for so long. And we're just tired, we're exhausted. But at the same time, there's this weird, like, you know, where you also feel the fire starting to really rise within you of this year, of the energy of this year. So we're all exactly where we're supposed to be. Like, no judgment, no shaming yourself, no being like all like negative, to yourself, or criticizing yourself like, oh, I should be doing this. But I will say that we should, one big thing is taking the every single day, like the little tiny small steps. Like, what I mean is like baby steps, like implementing something tiny, like giving yourself a little goal, so to build more, like something that makes you feel good about yourself. Like, I set this little goal for the day and I accomplished it and I feel great now. Something where you're like, I'm proud of myself, and it doesn't have to be anything big. It could be the littlest thing, it could be like, oh, I'm gonna like, sometime today I'm going to paint my toes and paint my nails. It could be that, right? Today I'm gonna make myself a really nutritious, beautiful, vibrant, yummy dinner. Something that nourishes my body, something that feels amazing and tastes amazing. So whatever it is, it's just like little things that are like positive, or things that, are gonna, and it's like the little tiny, each little step like that is what creates the big shift, and it all, right? At least that's how I see it. And that's how I experience it. Okay, hun. Okay, I'll add you. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. Do you want to leave a name? If not, I'll just put you by your screen name. Like some readers that they like need a first name, or they need like a date of birth, or everyone's different. Everyone's different. I'm not like that. I just I can connect with you through your screen name, through. Okay, Jackie. All right. Jackie. I love that name. I've always liked that name. I have a lot of Jackie clients, actually. It's funny. I always, like, sometimes when I'm emailing, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Wrong Jackie. Wrong Jacqueline. Anyways. All right, guys. I'm going to go add my little citron, and then when we get back, we'll get going, okay? So the list that I have so far right now is number 1 is Susan. Number 2 is Riri. Number 3 is Johanna. Number 4 is Robin. Number 5 is Brenda. Number 6 is The Whole Ocean, screen name. Number 7, Nicole. Number 8 is Jackie. Okay. If I missed anyone, please let me know. Like, if you sent your payment and I missed you, please let me know. And if you're in here. All right, I think we're good. I was just waiting to see if anyone would comment, like, you missed me. And then also, like, it's just kind of like, this year's a really powerful year, like, of the priestess. So we're really being called and guided to, like, really tap into that, to tune in with that, to embody it, to live it, to breathe it every single day. Every single day. Stars are us. Oh, see? I'm so sorry. Thank you so much. Okay, I got you, honey. I got you. I remember you commenting. Thank you so much. See? Thank you. Stars are us. So number 9. You're number 9. That's so funny. You have blood jockeys around you too. Yeah, it's so funny. I'm like, yeah, there's certain. It's funny too. I don't know. I don't know. You know what I've seen before for me, because I'm like, there's certain names that like kind of filter through, and it's like, names like that where I'm like, why are there so many like around me? Or like in my life, I'll be like, oh, I've known a lot of people with that particular name, you know. And so like one day I tuned into that because I was like, there's like nothing is an accident. Like everything is very like, you know. So what's the purpose of all like the cluster of these names? Like what's the importance of it, you know? And what I saw for me was some of those names were actually names of mine from other lifetimes, like timelines. So they're like, in a way, almost like just a mirror of like some other timeline that like I exist in, that I have that name, you know? Hi! Aw, thank you so much. Thank you. All right, guys. Ready? Ready or not, here I come. All right, so I'm gonna go get my thing and then we'll go. I think, do you guys want to start with the oracle question, or do you want me to end with the oracle question? Up to you. And you know, I got this book on Amazon because I've used it before and people really like when I do, but I like very ever like bring it out, you know. But anyways, I got it on Amazon a long time ago. You know what song I'm hearing right now too that's coming through is so random. But it's not random. There's a reason why, right? So the song I'm hearing out of nowhere is I think it's Whitney Houston, isn't it? The song I've got the power. Is it Whitney Houston or no? I don't know. But I'm hearing that song like early 90s or late 80s. So there's something about like the words of that song that like there's something about like empowerment and like coming through for whoever's seeing this, like to remind you that you've got the power. And it's almost as if like I'm seeing like all the different like souls here right now. And it's almost as if like every single soul right here is there's like some kind of block right in front of them. Some kind of crossroads, some kind of block, some kind of something where you're being asked to be strong. Solar plexus. You're being asked to choose a different way of living or life or being. Something. And so the reminder is you've got the power. Also, when you choose strength, because the universe favors the brave, when you choose strength, I mean, literally, I mean, I know this is like super, like it might seem little, but it's not so little, and it could be something, because it's coming through and I'm like, oh gosh, this is for someone. It could be like, you know, like you have a codependency with like diet soda, like Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi, something like that. I used to be like that. And like every once in a while, like I still like a glass of Diet Pepsi, but hi, Susan. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Because I'm gonna start right now. But anyways, so going back to like the diet thing, so it could be like that, like, right, like that's not good, I need to stop, right? But that could be like something where you're just like really struggling, where you're like, but I love my diet soda. I don't know. I've known a lot of diet soda drinkers, and I used to be like that, like in my 20s. Oh my God. there was a point in my 20s when I was working at this corporate, like I was a tech recruiter. And so like my clients, like my accounts were accounts like YouTube, eBay, PayPal, Facebook, like all of those things, you know, because I lived in San Jose. I was like right there in Silicon Valley. But anyways, I would drink like, in like 2 days, I would drink like a whole, or sometimes one day I would drink a whole 12-pack of Diet Pepsi. And every once in a while I would switch back to Diet Coke or something, and then I go back to Diet Pepsi. And then I just stopped. But it could be anything. So, all right. You guys are like, okay, I get it. Is Riri here? So Susan's here, and then right after Susan is Riri, and then Johanna. I know Robin's here, Brenda's here. Pretty much everyone else is here. All right, let me go. Let me go add to this. When I get back, we will get cracking. And for those of you guys who like signed up prior to the live, before the live, I was tuning in with some of you guys to make it easier on myself, you know, like when I'm channeling and just like open and like whatever else comes through. So like I already kind of have like a couple like kind of like some feelings and things like for you, Susan, and you know. Okay, you are here. Yay. Okay, like all good. It doesn't matter. I was just like, are you guys here or like, you know. So that's pretty cool that I think the whole list, basically, everyone's here. I love that. Okay, let me go add to this and then I'll be right back. You went out? Good. Okay. Much better. Much better. I just have to like mix it all in and stuff, but I'm just like pumping my body full of this too. All right. Okay, Miss Susan. So, So one of the visions that I saw for you, like in a past life, and I don't know if this will resonate with you or not, but you know, usually you'll get like the chills or something, you know, I don't know, but you might already just feel it. But you know, like back, okay, so this would be like, I guess like biblical times, you know, biblical, Roman, specifically, I'm getting Roman soldiers, excuse me. But, you know, like nailing people to wooden posts and crosses, like what they did to, you know, to Jesus, right? So that's what I saw was you in a past life. Like that's what I was shown was like, you know, and they do it right to like make an example out of you, you know, and it could be for anything, you know. But that's what I saw, because I was being drawn to wounds, pain, trauma, pain wounds, like energetic wounds that still reside. But I was getting both the hands and the feet. And then I saw that. And then what Spirit was showing me is something that would be very beneficial for you to do for healing and for energetic release. It's like the energy meridians through your body need to be opened. Okay? So energy can flow, right? So, you know, like doing like massage, lymphatic stuff, fascia work, all that's fantastic. But what Spirit was actually showing me for you, because of like the trauma wounds from the hands, and by the way, this would be like a lifetime like trauma that was very, very traumatic for you. So let me pull a card on that real fast. I didn't even pull out my like little past life oracle deck, but you know what? It's okay. I'm gonna pull. Hold on. Can you tell me more, please, about this? So, like working with your feet is what actually is like the guidance, okay? And then this is going to help release a lot of energy from the body. So like energy comes through our crown, and then the way that the energy is released from, you know, it goes through the crown down and then out through the feet, okay? So the feet are like an outlet, you know? And it's like there's been a lot of energy and trauma and emotions that are stuck in the feet. So what they're showing me is like like pressure points, acupuncture, and just like soaking your feet, like daily, just like showing your feet some love and opening up the energy of the feet, because the feet are connected to every major organ, the nervous system, like there's like all kinds of stuff, you know. My legs don't want to move a lot of the time. Yeah. Yeah. So it is that. And that's also root chakra work, and clearing energy from the pelvic floor, from the lower back, from the hips, from all that. But all that energy, as you're doing that work, and it's releasing, it needs somewhere to go, and it needs somewhere to come out, you know? So opening up the feet more is essential, because it's opening the energy flow for the rest to come through and out. Okay, and then also tuning in with that, with like what I shared, like tuning in with that like energy of I release this trauma from my body, like I release this trauma and, you know, this pain from my hands, from my feet. But yeah, this one was like a big one. And I'm seeing you as a man. So I don't know if I said that or not, but I'm seeing you as a man in this lifetime. So this is like masculine wounding for you also, where you, it's like wounds of defeat. And just feeling powerless because you were. And this is something that I've channeled so many times in past lives for people. This was so common. And those of you guys who ever seen Game of Thrones, they did that in Game of Thrones, you know, and there was like every like mile marker, basically like every mile there was another cross with another person nail, you know. Game of Thrones took a lot of their stuff. A lot of their stuff was taken from actual things of our history. So anyways, even like the Red Wedding, like if you're a Game of Thrones fan and you watch the whole series, then you know what I'm talking about. The Red Wedding. The Red Wedding was also like, that's something that actually happened in like real life. Anyways. Okay, so Susan, that's what I got for that. So let's go ahead and get up. My internet is so bad right now. Oh no. How is it? How is the weather now where you're at? The devil. Can we get more on that? Authority. Yeah. This is... Okay, what did I just say? Solar plexus. A lifetime where something happened to you and you had... You just knew. Like, that's it. This is it. There's no getting free from this. There's no victory for me. Like, it's a very, and this is a very powerful energy, and the cards just backed it up. There's the solar plexus, so we need to do some work within the solar plexus big time too. Okay. This is what happened. So it shows that these people were like, this, didn't I say Rome? Doesn't he look like a Roman soldier or something? But it says authority. I never liked this card. This guy just looks like he has a freaking attitude. Like every time I see this card, I like want to punch him in the freaking face. He was like, I'm like, you are the reason why we are here breaking down this distorted ass fucking masculine dominant energy. They're all going away. So it was very demonic, dark energies that, you know, and these kinds of people, that's exactly, we know that's what they were operating on, you know. Human life was not of importance. It was just, you know, very simple for them. Let's see what's after that. Spiritual strength, yeah, and then firm foundation. There's like the lower chakra root energy here, and then so it is that. So this is about healing some of this masculine energy, like finding your power in like different ways or whatever, but it's definitely some kind of like, it's been a block. So it's like attached to some of the blocks or some of the things that you've dealt with or whatever it is, toxic masculinity, like stuff like that. Like attracting people who want to control, who want to dominate, who are know-it-alls, who are ego-driven, like stuff like that. Raining today. Oh, it's like overcast here right now. But the sun was like peeking through here and there earlier. So yeah, and then, you know, and so that's like a little like doorway for you to go and to, you know, connect with and be like, I want to know more about this past life. I want to know more about this. But right now, the way that's going to help you, it's like important. So the stuff that's coming through for everyone, this is like medicine that like, that's going to help you with whatever, wherever you're going next, whatever's coming in for you, whatever you're manifesting, whatever you're asking for, like, you know, it's clearing space too. Okay, and then I want to get like a message from the masters for you, and then think of a question, Susan, like something you like want to know the answer to, or something, whatever it is. I don't know. And then I'll get a message from the Oracle book. And then after Susan is Riri. Overcast all day. Yeah. My money would say that probably a large part of the West Coast is rainy, foggy today. Not everywhere, but... For Susan, Melchizedek, higher learning. You have learned from your experiences. More inner study is now required to further your progress. So calling on Melchizedek, very powerful, beautiful masculine energy showing up here for you, because specifically there's masculine wounding that is needing attention. That's why solar plexus came through, because solar plexus is a masculine wound connected with ego and all those things. So work with Melchizedek to help bring healing to solar plexus, and even like the sacral and the root as well. And then like working with your feet, like soaking your feet, massaging your feet, like daily, like opening. And then even like looking up things about like just pressure points, acupuncture, Chinese like acupuncture, different things like that. Like look, like they'll give you like a chart of the foot, you know, and it'll be like press here for the heart, and here for the lungs, and here for the kidneys, and here for the pancreas, and here for the, right? More inner study. So you're being called to something right now too. You're being called to something, to learn more about something, to dive deeper into something, to read something, I don't know what it is. Whatever it is. They're like, yes, do it. And then look at that Kali Ma facing fear. I love you, Kali. I love Kali. Major spiritual changes are unfolding for you, Susan. This is your chance to fly high, to soar. All right. I like it. Okay, so I'm gonna, okay, so you got your, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna intuitively like, do it now. That's the message. Do it now. That's your answer. That's your message. I don't know how it correlates with you. Maybe that's a decision about you, or maybe that's something about your DM. Maybe your DM is like something. She said, wow. I'm telling you, the Oracle book is always on point. Always. You guys, this tastes amazing. I get the huge jar of the honey citron ginger from Costco. But it's been so wonderful since I haven't been feeling well. Go Texas! Yeah, well, we will talk tomorrow at our school. Okay. Okay. I'm just kidding. You know what I'm craving right now? It's so random, but I'm craving like fried chicken. I'm craving like soul food, like Southern soul food. All right. Riri. Okay. Just tuning in with Riri's energy. So I'm getting something, okay, so this is like, this was kind of like just like a normal life, but it was like almost like 300 years ago, which would put us in what, like 1700s, early 1700s. Because the timing or the era and the way you're dressed and stuff looks like that. But I saw you immediately, like I see this like almost like Victorian looking like old wooden like house, right? But it's like an old house, you know, like in like back in those times, but like pretty like nice, like Victorian, like wraparound porch, like it's like on a like land or a farm. But I see you dressed in, you're in clothes, you're in all black. And in those times, when someone would pass, they would have a mourning period, a grieving period where they would wear black every day until the appropriate grieving or mourning period was up. Okay, so this is a wound. Okay, so this is a wound that ripples throughout your bloodlines, throughout, especially the women in your bloodlines. But they're showing me this for a very specific reason, because it's like this wound has obviously affected you. So this is something you're like clearing, you're clearing this, and you're breaking this generational curse. So what they're showing me is like you you are like, like you have like olive skin, dark brown hair, it's parted in the middle, it's tied back like, you know, like, I don't know, however they did their hair back in those days, like it's all like pinned back, like, or whatever, like with a thing, you know. And then it's like you have like this high white like collar almost thing, but it's a dress, right? So it's all white, like that comes down like here, white, and then the rest is all black. Looks like pilgrim, almost like that, but it's not pilgrim. It's just like a morning dress or whatever that you're wearing. And then immediately I received, or I heard you say to yourself in that moment, that was my third baby. So you had just buried your third baby. So there was something happening where every time you had a baby, the baby would pass. Illness. So I don't want to give too much. I mean, because we are on a public thing. And I'm like getting a sharp ass pain in my head right now. Hold on. That's what happened. Oh my God. That's what happened. They're showing me this lifetime because this lifetime was so painful for you. You were married. Your husband was a piece of shit. I mean, he was like a narcissist. Like everyone loved him. I see that. Everyone loved him. I see him like, you guys had some money. You had some money. But he was a cheat. He would always be out cheating on you, and you knew that. And he would cheat with your maids and your help. And so you felt ashamed and embarrassed. And then he was not there at all to support you through your grief. This would be a man who you knew in this incarnation now. This would be someone that you had a karmic, like some kind of karma with. I don't know if you've ever like suffered like migraines or like you get headaches out of nowhere, or I'm also getting like clenching your jaw, like tightness in your jaw. This is your throat chakra, mi amor. So what I'm receiving is, yes, it's connected to your heart. Excuse me. So a lot of grief, a lot of like not feeling supported, feeling not good enough. Like there's a lot of heaviness attached to this energy. Now, I want you to think of what this energy is. The same energy ripples out throughout your bloodlines. Many women in your bloodlines have not had supportive partners. They've been cheated and betrayed. They've been lied to. They've been taken advantage of. So you're the curse breaker of all of this. And this is like a big part of what you've been clearing. I don't know how much that's going to like resonate with you. But a lot of times the past life stuff that comes through that I see, and then the pain in my head, I have to be careful what I say, but let's just say your husband had pew-pews. And these were, I don't even know, because it was like back in the day, so it wasn't like modern, you know, it was, but anyways, that's what I saw, was the, like, a big, and the pain through the skull. So so you checked out, you were like, I'm done, like there's nothing here for me. So that was another lifetime that, you know, so let's go ahead and let me pull on that. Let me see. And I know it's really heavy, but anyway, so the way that helps you now is because in past lives, you probably, I mean, in this lifetime, like what I'm seeing is, you know, self-abandonment, like self-abandonment in order to like feel love from someone, even if that person's not good, and, you know, different things of that nature, right? So this is something that's like being cleared right now. This was like a major, excuse me, thing. And then they're saying like work with your throat chakra, like work with your throat chakra, like clearing the throat. Because our throat chakra holds everything that we've never said or we never got to say. It's just everything that's been unsaid. So, you know, it's a lot. And so in this lifetime, like, you know, so it's like working with the throat, opening the throat. I release, you know, from the throat. Also like writing, journaling things out that, you know, maybe you never got a chance to say, or someone that hurt you, you know, releasing that, forgiving them, writing it out. Like, hey, this is how it made me feel. And then burning it or doing whatever, you know, like that kind of stuff. But anyways, like that was like a crazy ass, that was like crazy, that lifetime, that vision. Oh, and also, I don't know why this is specific, but they keep saying to me a farmhouse in Connecticut. I don't know if Connecticut rings a bell for you or resonates, but this is like so East Coast, Connecticut. Like, I don't know if you're from there or from there. I don't know, but it's like an old farmhouse in Connecticut. That's what I see. Okay, I see your comment. This makes so much sense. I escaped the narcissist in this lifetime before he took me out. Yeah, so that's exactly what they were showing me. That's why I said, I was like, this would be someone that you knew. Like basically someone you were with. Because that's what happens. It like it's freaking boomerangs back around in each incarnation. You know what I mean? It's like, here we go again. So this is the lifetime where you finally, you completely severed that cord, like just done. So congratulations. And a lot of what you've been moving through, like, because there's like so much, you know, but that's like a big thing. So even connecting more with that lifetime, like that version of you, you know, going in and being like, you know, like, what was your name? Like, you know, trying to tune in with yourself. And like, you know, I love doing that, like connecting with my other selves in other lifetimes, you know. Sometimes me in another timeline and body and incarnation will be like, hey, by the way, like this will help you, or they give advice, or they tell you something you need to know, or, you know, so I advise on that too, like just tuning in with it more. Memories of love. Yeah. Past lives. And that's what it is. It was the past life cords, but also just past life memories. And we're talking about past lives, but this feels also like it. I don't know. It feels like the Ace of Cups energy. So I don't know if you're single or in a relationship, but it definitely feels like a gift is coming to you. And I feel like what your spirit guides are saying to me right now, they're literally saying like, yes, gift. Are you seeing the word, literally the word gift? Or are you getting like a reading or something that pops up and it's like a gift is on the way? The divine is gifting you with something. That will be a sign and confirmation for you. Because they're saying, yeah, the word gift. So I don't know. She said, yes! Exclamation point. Yay! Yeah, so your spirit guides are here and they're like, ding, 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 ding. Okay, so we're all on the same page here. They're letting you know, like, that is very important. Pay attention. Repeated, repeated, repeated. We know when we not, I mean, we're seeing synchronicities 24/7, 7 days a week, as long as we're like consciously awake, walking around, you know, we're getting everything. But when you're seeing the repeated things like that, like very specifically, and like every single time you catch it, you're like, I see that. Touche. I see it. That's very specific. So yes, a gift is on the way. Because I was like very drawn to this, like the hands here and the receiving, and I'm like, she's getting something. Okay. You've rippled out some really good karma. And I'm feeling this extreme heaviness of my past. There's something from your like earlier years or a time of your life. There's something that like a choice that you had made at one point or something you were doing at one point that you're like, you hold a lot of shame around it. You hold a lot of shame around it. So they're saying like, let that go. I don't know what it is. You may not even know exactly what it is that I'm talking about, but I think you will. They're like, she'll know. But they're like, forgive yourself. Like, I don't know what, but we all have to do what we got to do sometimes. You know what I mean? And now we're here, and that's all that matters. So, let's get one more. Conflict and defeat. This is what you overcame. This is what you've been moving through. And that's why they're like now going like, yeah, like you're ready for this gift, like something like, so it's like things are already in motion. So also I feel like just avoid this, like people around you or something, like, I don't know. Sometimes people just, oh, look, harmony, look at that. Could be a part of your gift. And then look at this material harvest. Okay. So there's definitely stuff coming through, but when it comes to that lifetime, it's like by breaking this cycle, by learning this lesson, this is now like what we're, for collectively too, this is where a lot of people are at now. So they're in this like receiving energy now where the energy is shifting. It's going from the cold, barren winter and death cycle. Now it's coming into like the new, the rebirth, the fertility, new life. Things are sprouting, things are happening, soulmates are aligning, love is all around. Like it is like that. Okay. And I know it sounds like cheesy or cliche, but right now it is legit. It is really like that. So there you go. And then it's also like, you know, overcoming the conflict and defeat from these people that you've been with, or the unions or the soul contracts, you know. Okay, Den. I see you. Okay. Okay, yeah, look. And then didn't I say like the things are already accelerating in motion? Didn't I literally just say that for you? Look. Accelerated. It's like the 8 of Wands card, you know. Something about the stars, like a shooting star. I don't know if you recently saw a shooting star or a comet. If you haven't recently saw one, then you probably are about to. But this is about the energy shifting and moving. You did see one. I had a feeling. That's funny. Oh, that's great confirmation for you. Well, I bet you see more. I bet you see some more. Because those are like for you. I know people go, what the hell? It's a shooting star, and it's like shooting over like thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. But when you're a light worker, when you're a starseed, the stars speak to you. They do things for you, just like the elements, just like the weather. Every single time I go outside, it can be dead, silent, still, not a breeze in the world. And as soon as I call in my spirit guides, as soon as I start like going up into the quantum and connecting, all of a sudden there's a breeze. All of a sudden things are swaying and I can feel it around me, you know. So it was a comet. Yay! Oh, that's so neat. What beautiful confirmation. So, all right, honey. Well, there you go. That's what I've got for you. So, oh my God, that was intense. I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh, also the third eye. So work with your throat chakra and your third eye, because the third eye, because there's like like an energetic trauma in the forehead. So we want to work with the third eye and like clear with intentions, like send light in through, and, you know, really simply just say, I release this trauma from my mind, from my brain, from my forehead, from my, you know, whatever, from my body, from this lifetime, you know, where I unalived myself. I forgive myself, and I call that part of me back to my heart, you know, with unconditional love. And I release all that doesn't belong back into source love, with unconditional love, back to source with unconditional love. And so it is, you know? And that's like with anything you want to release. And for anyone here watching, you know, I don't know, for me, it really is that simple, because anything you do with like healing or like energy work like that, like, or, you know, even like working like with like, you know, like doing like an abundance spell or something with like herbs or something, you know, it's all about what you're envisioning and what you're seeing and what you're, right? So anyways, you're so very welcome. You're so very welcome. All right. So next is my beautiful Johanna. I had seen Johanna. She paid earlier through PayPal. I don't want to lose sight. So Johanna, and then Robin. Okay, let me tune in with Johanna's energy. Like being taken like all over. There's so much. It's like flying through like a tunnel and seeing all these flashes of different like lifetimes and places and things. And it's almost like they're pulling me through that tunnel to get to like where we need to go, you know? But I'm seeing a lot like in the meantime. Okay, interesting. So there was a lot of different things like just flooding through, but the main thing that like kept like circling back was a past life. And I don't know like where you're from or where you live in the world, but I'm being taken to what is like modern day South Africa or Nigeria. So like 500-600 years ago. It was a while ago. Okay. I don't know how much this is going to resonate with you, but what I'm actually getting is like, I'm seeing like a little, like, I'm seeing like a village, like I'm seeing like little like fires. Like I see like jungle, like the trees, like not really like jungle, but like trees, like it's like a little village. So this is about like, okay, so like this is like a lifetime where you're like a healer. But this is a very normal lifetime. Like this is nothing like crazy, but this is powerful. Like it's a very, like, you live very modestly, like you became an elder. So it's being basically like a really powerful, like old, like ancient healing, like but magical too. Like, you know, some powerful, with stored within you somewhere is very powerful wisdom and knowledge on those levels, okay? Now, if I'm not mistaken, in Nigeria, what I'm receiving and seeing, but I like, already know the same, like, there's a lot of practicing like hoodoo and voodoo, and that's actually what I'm receiving. So it was like you were like a practitioner of that. So I don't know if that resonates with you. Now I'm being like shown New Orleans, like, so it's like you have connection to that too, but maybe in this lifetime you've always been very drawn, like maybe you've always like felt like, I want to go to New Orleans, like, or maybe you've just been very like like, you know, enchanted by New Orleans and like all the like stories and the culture and the, I don't know, but it's just very strongly coming through, okay? So I'm actually seeing that you have some spirit guides around you that like are always with you. They're like very strong guardians. They're elders also. Not just from this lifetime, but other lifetimes. But what I'm seeing is that at the age of 46, in this lifetime in particular, you became an elder. So it was like a really like high level, basically like initiated healer type whatever in you know. And then I see you were an elder for 20 years, and then I see your contract on earth ended when you were 66 years old. There's nothing crazy, there's nothing like traumatic that I'm seeing. It's literally just was like, you know what this is? This is them. This is them. You're starting to tap into your power more and more, right? You're curious, and you're curiouser and curiouser about maybe even about this kind of stuff. I don't know. But they're like, it lives within her. It's inside of her. It lives within her. So I'm not sure. And so like, this is a lifetime where it's showing you, it's reminding you of your power. It's letting you know that you have a lot of really powerful, very intuitive, it'll just be natural for you. So like, if there's certain things that you're like called to do, like, you know, for example, like you might just like one day be like, oh, I want to light like a black candle, and I'm going to like, you know, put a ring of salt around it. And for some reason I'm feeling called to put like, you know, cayenne pepper within the circle. Okay. That, you don't know why you're necessarily doing that, but it's an activation. It's a soul remembrance of, there's a reason why I'm doing that. You know, and then maybe later you look, you know, then you look up, oh, what are the magical properties or the healing properties or whatever of cayenne and blah, 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 right? So that's what I mean. Okay. And they want you to know that you actually have like a really, so it's like, you've had lifetimes that were actually really like just good lifetimes, peaceful, easy, like whatever. But the work you were doing was so powerful. And I see you as a man. And that's kind of, I don't know why. So I read for like a couple people, and like the one lifetime I saw was also a man. So maybe this is just about like masculine wounding, you know, for some. But this was like a good, like you were just, I don't know. I'm just seeing like an older, you know, going gray, like, you know, like African guy, you know, and that's how I see you. anyways, but the elders, like spirit guides, so they're saying like, you know, we're with her, like we've always been with her. She can call on us. She can ask us for things. She can ask us for help. She can ask for divine intervention on stuff. You know, like whatever it is, you know, like to help guide her with things. We're already helping her with things, but also they're like, we want her to connect with us. So it's almost like they're sitting like with you and they're like wanting you to connect with them. They want you to ask them what their names are. You will receive their names. They will give you their names is what they're saying. And they say when you do that to listen with your heart and not with your ears. That's what they say. Okay. Anyways. So basically you're a powerful healer and you hold a lot of like really powerful medicine inside of you. And if you're drawn to certain things or there's certain things that you just resonate with, like, there's a reason, you know. I'm also getting a very strong tie for you. Like, I don't know, like you have a strong connection to like the water spirits. Oh, I also get like a very strong connection with the mermaids too. There's like different kinds of mermaids, you know, like not all mermaids are like the best, you know. All right, tell me more. Emotional withdrawal. And then new beginnings. Okay. So right now, tuning more into like your power. So right now it's like, this is kind of like where you've been, this emotional withdrawal, just like spending time with self. And it's crazy because I literally just got done saying like, you have this connection with water, to the water spirits. Maybe even like, maybe you have certain connections with certain water, like deities or goddesses. I am seeing goddess Oshun, so maybe you work with goddess Oshun or Yamaya, but there it is. So there's something about connecting to the water right now that's going to be really helpful for you, especially with emotional healing. But for me, this is just like showing like where you've been and then like where you're at. Okay, so it's like the full card. So the full card we know is like the clean slate, this fresh start, new beginnings. And you're like large and in charge, you know what I mean? So if you needed a confirmation of like where you're at energetically, or, you know, what cycle you're in, kind of a thing, like there you go. You're in this new cycle. Sorry, I'm getting like my stupid, my cough, I'm getting winded. Okay. So let's see. Do I want to pull? You know, I'm going to get one card. Oops. I'm going to get a card from the Masters for you. Hold on. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I totally forgot for Riri, I forgot, I think, to have you ask a question to yourself and then get the answer for the Oracle book. If I did, will you let me know? And then I'll do it. We can do it. Message for Johanna. It's Mary Magdalene. Sister of the Rose. The teacher is awakening. So the teacher awakens. And I love that she comes out and she's bringing the message for you of the teacher, because she literally, like, first of all, I know you have a connection like with her and like the rose frequency and the rose energy. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. So I don't know what that means. You'll know what that means, but that is your message right now. So you must be working with her a lot, or like the rose frequency, or her and Yashua. It's funny too, because I'm seeing like, it's like I'm getting a clip of like, this would be another lifetime, but like a long time ago. It's like being tied to like a mystery school. but it wasn't like in Egypt or something like the one that I'm seeing. It's like, I don't know, it's somewhere in the Middle East. I can't, but I'm not getting like specific where. So I don't do the super chat. There's other payment options if PayPal doesn't work. Oh, and then Lady Nada, the heart awakening. Okay. So a lot of heart chakra stuff, a lot of releasing, a lot of like awaken to acceptance and divine love, give and receive in balance. Okay. And look at all the roses. Look at all the roses for you, Johanna. All right. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. Major heart awakening. You're someone to help like awaken the hearts of humanity. That's what it is. You're like, okay. And then also like you hold some really powerful wisdom and magic and like, you know, a lot of us ancient souls, old souls, like we've had some crazy lifetimes. We've had some like very basic lifetimes too. But it's like, it doesn't matter. Even if we were like a peasant and like, you know what I mean? We froze to death or something. There's each lifetime still holds power and holds significance. You know what I mean? But this one was specific. Yeah, I'm getting like, I don't know. I don't even know if you're aware of it. You probably are, but I am getting like, you have a very, very like esoteric, very occult, very witchy side. Like you're drawn to that stuff. And it's almost like the kind of like, I don't want to say dark, not dark bad, but like the darker shadowy, like it's very like dark feminine energy almost, you know. But I don't know. I hope it resonates. Okay. So that was for Johanna. Okay, so Johanna, go ahead and we're gonna end, and then next is Robin. So go ahead and pick or think of a question for yourself. You don't share it with me. Just think like of a question or something you want to know the answer to, or know more about, or I don't know, it could be anything. And then all right, here we go. Yeah, okay. You need more information. So I don't know what this is about, but it could be like more information is coming. It's on the way. I don't know. I don't know how it'll be for you, but that's what I've got. Okay. So, all right. And Robin. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Robin was here, but she may not be here anymore. It makes me so happy. I love when I'm like drinking this with my little thing in there, my mixture. And then I get like pieces of the lemon or the orange peel or whatever. Okay. All right. I don't know. She may not be in here now. Okay. Well, I'm just going to start tuning in with Robin's energy. And then after Robin is Brenda. Okay. I see you, Robin. Okay. Immediately, I saw like, it was like the ocean, but it was like the ocean waves crashing up against like the side of like a cliff type thing with all these rocks. And it was like a big cliff, you know. And then immediately I heard the word pilgrim, and then immediately I saw the word Puritan, and then immediately they said she was one of the, like, this is a lifetime where you were one of the very first, like, kind of people over here on this land. As far as coming from England goes, or whatever. Okay, so a part of the pilgrims, basically. Like you were a pilgrim. So I don't know how much that resonates. But what I'm being shown is, I don't know, you may have been like 14 to 15, 16 years old. And you came over like with your parents. And your dad is really strict. He's a total asshole. But he's like real strict, like Puritan. Like, you know, like just religious, whatever. It was like religious fanatic. Anyways, you had like a real there's this real I don't know, this might resonate with you now, but there's a real like rebellious, fiery, it's very Aquarian energy, you know, like very like, just because this is what you believe doesn't mean this is what I need to believe, you know. So that's like the energy of like how you felt in this lifetime for some, you know. I'm just tuning in. Sorry, hold on. Okay. This is like one of those things where this is like reminds me of like like a movie I've seen before or something. But it's one of these things where I just told you exactly how it was like for you in this lifetime. And it's like every single day when you got up, like all you did was like, you know, from start to finish was chores, right? That's how it was for most people, you know, in old times or old days, you know, because you couldn't just go to the store and buy stuff or buy bread. Like you had to make everything by hand, by scratch. Like if you wanted a sandwich, you had to make the bread and you had to do the flour and then you had to cut the meat and then you had to, right? So anyways, but I'm seeing like this love, like this cute little, like, you know, I mean, like being like, we'll say like 15, 16 years old, that's basically like a woman. So like at that point you were like ready to like be like, you know, married to someone. And so, but I do see that you had like, they're actually saying like a stable boy. So I don't know what that, like he's like a stable boy. But he was like your age, and then you guys, you know, this is actually a really sweet soulmate. This is like kindred spirit. This is like, you guys have a really strong bond. They're showing me that this is someone that you would connect to in this lifetime, or you will connect to in this lifetime. Very sweet, very sincere, very real. But this is like one of those things where your heart was just completely broken. And again, this is heart chakra. This is solar plexus for sure. And throat. Because your father, because basically it was like he forced you to marry, you know, he forced you to marry someone. And what I'm specifically seeing is you were like 16 and the guy that you married was like mid 30s to late 30s. Again, that for somehow, some way became like the norm, you know. And nowadays that would be like, right, like what, you know. Okay. So the reason why they're showing this lifetime is because this is an energy that you know, so basically like they're saying like this energy still lives within you. This is like the cycle that you're moving into right now is it's a cycle where like you're really like, it's like you're embodied like all these lifetimes, and especially like something like this where you had dreams and you were like different and you didn't want to do the things that everyone else was doing. But you had to, because you had no, like, what else were you going to do? You couldn't like get in a car and run away, or, you know, buy a train, you know, a plane ticket, or, you know, leave town or whatever. Like, it wasn't like that back then, you know, like it was kind of like, you know, I mean, you could, but so anyways, a lot of that is what's like, I guess, like what you've been moving through and clearing and stuff like that, right? Like, taking all your power back from anyone that wants to dominate or control or, you know, like organized religion, like things like that. And I see from other lifetimes that ripple out through through your through your blueprint, through your soul. You've been like a real advocate throughout several lifetimes of there's this real like anger and rage towards the church because you've had some really bad experiences with people of the church. Okay? Like, it was crazy times for a long time, you know? So anyways, that's something that you still like, you know, so that's something that's like being healed, transmuted, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I can let all this go. I don't need to carry it with me anymore. Like, all that's going away. Like, I can call back my power from all these different lifetimes, you know, whatever that is. But like, so the reason why you're here in this lifetime, like, you're a truth teller, a truth speaker, definitely like dismantling of all of this stuff. But also you're clearing generational trauma and curses connected to this stuff that also your ancestors experienced, and, you know, all these different things. So, and I want to like, right now I need to like burp. So sorry, a burp, when I'm channeling like that, I mean, I am drinking water, but this is an energy release and it's like coming up. So it happens all the time when I'm doing like energy work with clients and stuff. I will burp and have physical releases. So, yeah, okay. Anyways, that's why all of the, I don't know. What I'm seeing is like, you know, like you surrounded by, like being like a sister of the rose, right? Like being surrounded by roses, and like I'm seeing you like in a beautiful rose garden. I'm smelling roses. So it's almost like you're very connected to the Magdalene energy or the rose energy, right? This ripples out through generations and through lifetimes. And that's why you have such a rage and an anger. It's very dark feminine, very Lilith, very Kali, very Hecate, like you've got, I mean, because they've done some terrible things to you. And, you know, Spirit is even saying, I don't know if this is how accurate this is for you, but they're showing me that, like, even maybe in this lifetime, this current lifetime, you had some bad experiences with the church or with a particular person, or I don't know. But so you're clearing all that, you're healing all that. And basically, like, that's a lot of like what you've been, you know, kind of moving through. Maybe you don't even realize it. It's like on a subconscious level, but that's a lot of what's been, you've been feeling, you know, and you've been healing and clearing. So, hitting the nail on the head. Yay. Okay. So, that's that. That is what I've got. Very spot on. Did I can't remember because I just read for Johanna. No, I didn't. Like number 37. It breaks down to 10. It's very good. Robin, very spot on. All right, yeah, sorry, I was like, hold on. I got sidetracked, Robin. Let me get a card for Robin. Movement, choices, and decisions, and then transformation. So this one right here is like the Two of Pentacles energy. There's something, like options, doors opening. See those doors? Okay, and then the transformation. So it's like things are starting to like pick up. New things are opening. The transformation, but you had to go through like that death in order for these doorways, these portals to open for you. It was like an initiation, right? Like we know like how it all works. Certain doors couldn't be opened until certain transformations occurred. And now that you've gone through this is that rebirth. She's re-emerging. She's got her wings. Now the doors are opening, okay? And then look at that bottom of the deck is the heart chakra, yeah. I said specifically that I was releasing a burp from my heart and it was going up because this was a heartbreaking lifetime for you. There's this feeling of unlucky in love. Like And that's a curse. That's like what we call that, you know, the generational curse. It's something that has rippled out, and it's not, and now it's like broken and done. I have spent the last 5 years transforming. Yeah. Yeah, girl. Yeah, these transformations have been deep, and they've been, yes, exactly, for years. Okay, so boom. All right, so stay in your heart. There's a lot of heart opening, a lot of like, you're just going to start like naturally feeling more like in your heart anyways, I think. Let's get a master here. Katumi, the cloak of wisdom. You already know the answers that you seek. Trust in what you know. I love Master Katumi. Obviously, so Master Katumi, he is an ascended being, obviously, like a master of the golden ray, yellow ray, whatever you want to call it, but yeah, I never had the right man. Yeah. Yep. So you have this like cloak of wisdom. So you're being cloaked with wisdom. There's new things activating for you, and that's why they're like, you know what? You know, you're really in tune. Trust what you're being shown. Trust what you feel. Like, act on things, you know, like, you know, all those kinds of things. That's a part of soul initiation and, you know, the ascension, like, levels, or the ascension, like, staple points, or the ascension protocols. You know what I mean? Okay, so go ahead and think of a question, love, and I will intuitively search for the answer. My lips are getting dry. I need to go put on a little lipstick. All right, got your question? Here we go. Ask for advice from a person that you trust. You know what I'm also getting here with this, though, is like your spirit guides coming through, and they're like, ask us for more things. Like, we want to like give you things, like we want to help you with, like, ask for like super support, ask for like, you know, financial blessings, ask for whatever it is, you know, I need help with this, I need this, you know, can you carry me through, I need strength today, like whatever it is. But that's like, that's kind of what I'm getting here. But anyways, that was the message. All right. Sorry guys, I'm like, I feel like I'm working on like my half level of, I'm like at like a half level of oxygen than like I usually operate off of, because of like my stupid whatever. Okay. Thank you, J. Cole, for that. Funny you say that, because I was just talking with them about it. Okay, perfect. So maybe that was more of a confirmation then, right? Or just like, yeah, keep going. Like, yes. All right. Awesome. Cool. I'm so happy it connects for you, love. All right. Brenda. Beautiful Brenda. So I'm just tuning in with Brenda's energy. I'm just going to see where I'm being taken. Ah, okay. All right. So Brenda, the lifetime I'm being taken to is in Atlantis. And this is during the fall of Atlantis. This was a very, very, very scary and dark time. And that's why you are here back on Earth right now in this time. There's certain gifts opening. There's certain gifts strengthening. I'm getting like a sense of frustration. Like there's something that you're like tuning in with or tapping into, but then like you get frustrated. Like it's almost like I want to open up to this gift more. Like let's say it's like psychic ability, like your psychic senses are coming on stronger and you're like noticing it, or you're tuning in with it. And then you're like, okay, like I want to be more psychic. Like I want to see prophecy, or I, you know, so there's a lot that's meant to open, and that's why you feel some of these things, I guess, right? Because you already know they exist within you and you can sense that, and you're like, okay, like I'm ready to open this up now, activate me, or I'm ready. But there is a major block of anger and rage and fear from this other lifetime here in Atlantis. Obviously, there's trauma probably from other lifetimes too, right? But this is one that's like, they're like, basically like, it's time to let this go. Okay. That's why you came back to Earth. Everything's balancing. Like, you can like forgive and like have compassion. Okay. Cause it's like the same invaders are the same ones that are here now, that are in the e-files, and that, okay, they were there. They freaking, okay. Like, it's crazy, right? We know this. And so your spirit guides are like, you are having like the most beautiful breakthroughs and you've come so far. LOL. Yes, I have felt that. Yeah. So it's like, you're just pissed. Like deep down, you're mad, you're angry. And anger is stored. So, okay, I think I actually said the lungs earlier, but anger is stored, if I'm not mistaken, we store anger in the liver, I believe, in the liver. Okay. And then like the grief we hold in the lungs, and plus like stuff in the heart, and like, so your spirit guides are like tap, like, or just, you don't have to like consciously go in and remember all the things, but like you can tap into this and be like, show me more. But basically they're like, just let, like, it's time to forgive this. It's time to forgive this. It's time to free yourself of harboring the heavy energy like that, like for no reason. You know, it doesn't change anything. It's right. So the way that you're actually healing and transmuting it and bringing peace and justice and harmony and all those things that you wanted justice for. You said, I'm coming back and I'm going to fucking deal with this shit. And you did. And that's what you're doing here now. So they're like, but release the anger, because that's what you came to heal. Let it go. Right? And call in the love. And that's your superpower. That's your strength. But yeah, you're one of the big justice bringers for sure, because you were there and you saw the destruction and you lived it, and you lost your loved ones and you lost your friends, and you saw your temples being burnt and crushed and everything being destroyed and stolen. They stole as much as they could from us. Like, you want justice. You're mad. I know how you feel, and a lot of star souls that were there also know how you feel, and that I know that feeling. I know that feeling. Yeah. But we are, see, like we are getting justice. And so that's why they're like, it's beautiful. Everything's fine. Let this go from your body and from your mind and from your energy and from, you know, like, I'm sending love and peace to this now. Like, you know, so anyways, that's what I've got. But anyways, I know that's like kind of skating over a lot, but like, if you sit down and you tune in with this energy in this lifetime, and you're like, just let me tune in with this, let me see more, I want to connect with this like timeline of my life, you will see more. And I'm sure you have. I'm sure you have before. But you know, so they're like, connect with that, send love to that. But that is literally like, when you can have compassion for that and like forgiveness for that is like what they're showing me, because that's like a block. And so what they're showing me is like, when you can have more compassion for that,